Well, I thought defense for the Steelers was going to really restrain the Cincinnati Bengals. I didn't expect them to get 38 points.
Well, they say that that Joe...
Yeah, it's like top 5 on offense or something.
Joe Burrow. And who's his receiver that he has a connection with?
Jamar Chase.
Okay. They say that they're probably one of the 2 best tandems in the NFL.
Oh, yeah, they're... And then you got T. Higgins, which is another...
I just don't know names. You know, I know the players. I know who I'm talking about, but it's hard to remember all the names.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of different players. But he connected he's a good quarterback.
Yeah, like...
Who just so happens to have a really bad defense.
Yeah.
Their defense
I feel bad for him.
You know, and the thing that gets me is that you watch these shows and you listen to social media, and there's a lot of people out there still saying the Steelers are not as good as their record. You know, and it makes me laugh because it's like, what else do we have to do? You know, going into the season, we were supposed to have the hardest schedule
of
any team in the NFL.
Yeah, I think we were number 3 or number 2.
Yeah, hard schedule. Now, going into our, 14th week,
mm-hmm.
people are saying, who have they played?
I know.
And it's like
a handful
we beat them. We beat them. We beat Denver. We beat Chargers. We beat Atlanta. Yeah, Atlanta's what? What are their records?
I think 6-6.
Okay, but they're first in their division.
Yeah, so you got that, and you got the Commanders.
Yeah, I mean,
which is
it just so happens the teams that we lost to. Now, I don't know where the Colts were rated once we played them. I don't know what their record was when we played them. I think they had a winning record, didn't they?
Oh no,
but I know we lost against Dallas, and we lost against the Browns. Okay, and we lost against the Colts. Those teams aren't doing very well.
And none of the games that we played were blowouts either.
Mm-hmm. But neither is, you know, everybody's on the Detroit Lion bandwagon, but they've had a lot of close games along with the Chiefs. The Chiefs had close games.
The Cowboys one was it was one play from us winning. It was 4th down.
And so was the Cleveland.
Yeah,
when we played at Cleveland.
The Cleveland one was
going in
one drive. It counted
going into the
one drive.
Going into the end of the 4th quarter, you know, we were winning that game.
I think it was 4th and 2 at one point. But they decided to take the penalty, and it was 3rd and 7. And I'm like, that
made no sense whatsoever. I mean, I know the Cleveland game was a couple games ago, but we are going to be playing them next. But, you know, it was 4th and what? Was it 4th and 2 or 4th and 3 or something like that?
Yeah.
And their backs were against the wall. They had all the pressure on them, which when you have pressure on you, it makes it a little bit more difficult to catch the ball. It makes it a little bit more difficult to throw the ball. What did our coaching staff do? And we have great coaches, but they decide, you know what? Let's take the penalty, give them 3rd and 7. And it's like, why would you take all that pressure off them to turn around and give them now 2 chances?
You didn't watch Hard Knocks.
No,
I did. And I do have to say that out of all the division coaches, Steelers are the best. And you can't deny that. Not even the Ravens fans are denying that. They're saying that Mike Tomlin just has this energy that no other coach in the AFC North has.
And they respect him.
But I do think some of his decision-making and clock management sucks. Okay? There was one What was it? Was it like going into the half in the Cincinnati game? They had 15 seconds left, right? Why couldn't you use your last timeout? Have some time for your players, because they were at like the 40 or like the 30 or something, because they ended up getting a field goal at the end by half. And I'm thinking, why didn't they just call a timeout with 15 seconds left on the clock, go for a deep ball, and if it doesn't land in anybody's hands, well, the clock just stops, okay? It does not take them 15 seconds to just run down there and give it at least one shot.
Yeah,
one ball down.
They had that one timeout left. They could have easily timeout.
Even Russell Wilson. I don't know if you've seen him, but he was like questioning.
Yeah, he turned around during the play.
He's like,
and said, "Are we gonna be calling timeout?"
Yeah, it's
it's like sometimes you just need to leave that into the quarterback's hand. Sometimes I think it's best if the quarterback's in play, they can make better decisions based on, because time management was important in that game, and we blew it. You blew it. What was that on?
I don't know.
You blew it. But they really did. They just but that was the loss. And last week we played the Bengals.
Wait, that wasn't a loss.
We lost against Cleveland.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the first half.
Oh, the clock. Yeah. But the Bengals, that was a shootout. And I don't think anybody thought it's such a shootout. That was the largest points per in a game so far this season.
Since 2018, that was the last time.
Since 2018?
Since the Steelers had over 40 points.
But didn't they say that this season alone, that was the largest points in a game?
Yeah, before that, it was 37 points against the Jets, I think.
Yeah.
But, like, going back to, like, the second, like, at the end of the first half and stuff, I know that Mike Tomlin's not this risky sort of guy. He's probably thinking, I don't want to throw it deep downfield because who knows what could happen.
And neither was Cowher.
Yeah, like if there was 50 seconds on the clock and the Steelers just got the ball, Mike Tomlin would actually just say, "We'll just end it here."
He's no who's the coach of Baltimore?
John Harbaugh.
Yeah, he goes for it all the time. It can be 4th and 2 on the opponent's 20-yard line.
Well, did you see the Lions last night? I don't know if you've seen the Lions and how many 4th downs they were trying to go for. Yeah. Oh my goodness!
Yeah, but the Lions are really shredded in their defense. They don't have like a lot of their defense.
They went for 4 4th downs, and their last one that they tried to go for was on their own 30. And
I think they're just trying to keep their defense off the field. To be honest with you.
Yeah,
because their defense didn't look very good as far as Denver was Denver, right? Wasn't that Denver?
No, that was the Lions versus Green Bay.
Oh, Green Bay.
That Denver, you're thinking of the Browns game on Monday.
Yeah. But Green Bay pretty much had their way. I mean, they were scoring some big points too, and towards the end, they were winning. But when I looked at the clock and I seen there was like 5 minutes and 22 seconds left on the clock, I'm like, that's too much time. That's too much time for the Lions. It's like, that's sickening. The opposite goes true. If the Steelers had 5 minutes and 22 seconds left on the clock and they were losing, but they're one score behind, that would actually, you'd sit there and go, wow, we have a chance.
The team that has the ball, there's like 2 minutes or 3 minutes left or whatnot, and they're losing. Most often than not, they always have the advantage because they're always that extra down team. Because considering that they're losing, well, they get 4 shots every single 10 yards.
Some teams can't do that.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Lions can do that. I think the Steelers are actually at the point this year that they can do that. But there are some teams that really can't do that.
Oh, did I never turn on the lights in here?
Well, I guess not.
I'll go ahead and turn on the lights so you could continue talking.
Yeah.
It got dark.
Really? But
Yeah, I didn't realize I didn't turn on the lights.
But this
is so bright.
Yeah, but this Browns or the Bengal game that we just had, I'm having a hard time. You know, I was mentioning this the other day when we're doing the icons and the thumbnails. You know, I have a hard time with the Browns and the Bengals because they both start with B. They both have orange. It's like I'm amazed that I even get that straight. But it's like two teams in our division both have orange as their colors.
Yeah, and when you watch the Hard Knocks, but we don't have HBO Max. I ended up watching it on YouTube. Someone posted it on YouTube, and it got like 100,000 views before it got taken off. I'm like, well, most of the people that wanted to watch it watched it.
Well, you could have click grabbed it, but you didn't.
It's buy HBO Max.
No.
Yeah,
because it would be the only thing I'd watch, and then
get rid of it. It's just like $10.
Well, just like you bought Disney Channel that one time just to watch the Beatles documentary.
The Beatles Get Back, and then I ended up getting rid of it.
Yeah. I purchased Hulu with Disney just to watch Billy the Kid, the series on there. And then I got rid of it because I don't watch anything on. I mean, literally, Disney. I'd go there and flip through them. I'm like, there's nothing I want to see. It's like
why HBO Max? It's like that's one of the like why not Paramount or something?
HBO used to have Inside the NFL for years.
Okay,
and somehow that ended up going to Showtime. But that was a really good show, Inside the NFL, and I think they're trying to get back to the point where they had like Inside. They sold the rights or whatever, or Showtime ended up acquiring Inside the NFL, okay? And so now HBO came up with this Hard Knocks just to be able to get ratings back, I guess. I don't know.
I have the NFL Plus app.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking, like, why don't they have Hard Knocks on there? Like, if I'm paying for NFL Plus and I'm going through my phone, I get all these games.
It's HBO doing it, and they're probably paying for the rights for the NFL, like paying them a royalty. But
probably,
but it's HBO basically doing all the production, doing all the editing, doing everything.
But
the taping,
to me, it's like a puzzle. Like, you got to get this app to watch these games. You got to get this app to watch this content.
I know, and people gripe over that, but that's the society we live in now. I mean, you have to have like 10 different apps, but I don't get to watch every Steeler game. You know, the Steeler games that are on Fox, I don't watch. I can't watch Monday Night Football, okay? If the Steelers play on a Monday night. But as long as I have Paramount Plus, Peacock, and to be honest with you, once in a while Prime, because Steelers could play on a Thursday night, but mainly Peacock and Paramount Plus, I can get pretty much any Steeler game.
Yeah.
And they're $5 a month. So it's like you're spending $5 a month. I mean, that's a lot cheaper than a cable bill. You know, so I think having streaming services is the way to go. I mean, you know, now I don't have Netflix. I hate Netflix.
Yeah, they randomly throw Netflix as one of the options now. And you got Christmas game on Netflix. But I don't think Netflix is going to work that good because I heard a lot of people complain about that about that Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight.
Because they never got to see it?
Yeah. It kept on freezing, buffering. All they saw was the circle spinning, and it's like,
yeah, that would suck.
You want to know how I watched it? Antonio Brown had a live stream. I was watching his live stream
from his seat.
Yeah, he was watching it from his seat on a live stream on X, and I just watched it on there.
That's pretty funny, actually.
I got better coverage than people had Netflix.
I didn't even watch it. I didn't even watch really much of that.
It was
because it
wasn't even.
I knew it was just going to be like a show.
Yeah.
It wasn't going to be actual. I mean, I looked at a couple of the clips. I mean, Tyson could have laid him out.
Yeah, he
held back. He held back. It's like, should I hit him or should I collect the $20 million? I'll collect the 20.
Well, people are arguing like he continuously was biting his glove.
Oh, he wanted
to beat him up, but he was trying to restrain himself. I guarantee you.
If you've seen Tyson, train.
Oh yeah, I seen.
He was totally different in that.
All over the place.
I guess they call it the square circle. I mean, he was totally different in the ring than he was when he was training. It's like, wait a minute. You were like,
now he's like
Spitfire.
Yeah, now he's coming in with a cane. He's like, it's
like that's not the guy I saw train. I knew he could have done more, but he didn't. But
but anyway, back to the Hard Knocks.
Yeah,
we're getting a little sidetracked. That's fun. That's fun. I guarantee a lot of people have similar thoughts and stuff. But back to the Hard Knocks, you actually get to see the Steelers and how Mike Tomlin trains the team and how he lectures and goes through his stuff. And then you see how the Bengals do it. And they were actually going back and forth between how one team gets ready.
I seen a small clip.
Did you see Pat McAfee?
Well, the thing that I noticed on that clip when they were like in the I don't know,
in
training room, in the facility.
Yeah.
I think the Steelers, it was like something from UPMC facility or something like that. I don't know why they all have to have names to them. But they were in there when they showed the Bengals. You seen like the players talking to each other. They weren't even paying attention.
Yeah, they were all like,
but you saw they were really engaged with Mike Tomlin. And if you seen, they were like,
TJ Watt was like, he just wanted to kill somebody.
Yeah, he was like
he's like,
but they were really focused in the Steeler, when they were going over the plays and the players and stuff like that for the next game, and they were talking about the Bengals game and how and actually one point they said that we have to keep Joe Burrow contained. Don't let him go to the left. Don't let him go to the right. That's what they were talking about in there.
In one of the players that the Steelers ended up picking up, I think it was a tight end or something, but Preston Smith from Green Bay, he was shown in one of the preview clips and whatnot. He was smiling. And I'm like, oh, this guy's happy that he switched.
A lot of them. Now, did you see the short video that was on social media, probably on YouTube, when Russell Wilson with Denver last year?
Oh, and how
did you see
what's his name was yelling at him?
Yeah. Did you see the point where he's like laying in he's on the field, he was knocked down. I mean, he looked like somebody took his dog away from him. I mean, he looked so disgusted, so down.
Like distraught, at his lowest.
Yeah, he looked like he was like at his lowest low. I mean, if you would have just seen his eyes. And then he comes to Pittsburgh and he's been nothing but smiles.
Yeah.
It's like and it's nice to see that, Tomlin goes up to him and literally kisses him on his forehead and pats him on the back. You're doing a great job. It's like giving him actually encouragement.
Yeah, and that was, I'm pretty sure you're referring to the clip where Nick Herbig caused that sack. And they were Russell Wilson had no part in the play, but he was hyped. He was really hyped, basically saying, oh yeah, you said it, Mike Tomlin. You said it was going to happen. It happened. You knew. And they were hugging.
Well,
it really changed. His motivation.
He motivates those players.
Yeah.
He inspires them. He challenges them. Okay? But he does it in a way that they really respect him with even, Pickens calling him sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
like
as cocky and as sort of what looks like non-disciplined George Pickens is, he has like off the field.
well,
Respects them.
I think Pickens has a kind of like, I don't think it's like we've seen some players in the past. I just think he has like a really goofy attitude to him. Just like if you go back to that Cleveland's game, the last play, it was a Hail Mary. You know, people go, oh, why did he fight him to? If you would have seen that play and put it to slow motion, he was driven off. Like he was actually almost like, that should have been pass interference if you ask me.
I think
but I know they don't call that in a Hail Mary.
I think that was the player that was like the player that George Pickens was in the stands with or whatnot. I'm pretty sure that was the player that had a unsportsmanlike call where he like grabbed his mouth guard and threw it on the ground.
Yeah.
So there's some like boiled blood between the two that game.
If you would have saw that play, he was driving Pickens out of the play. And he was actually holding him and driving him back out of the end zone.
Who knows if that was all game? Like they were probably like back and forth.
I'm just saying that
conversations.
But what I'm saying, how is that not called? How is that not? I know that's hard to call pass interference or holding or anything like that when it's a Hail Mary.
Yeah.
I don't think there's probably not going to be, you know, a ref that's going to call that. But I'll tell you what, that was pretty dang close. It should have been called, because if you would have saw that play over again, you look at that and say, man, he was all over Pickens. Mm-hmm. It's like he didn't even give Pickens an opportunity to jump for the ball. And he knew that. He knew that if Pickens had an opportunity, there's a good chance he would have caught that ball.
Yeah.
You know, going back to that Hard Knocks, I had to laugh at the end of the Bengals game, I think it was, where Broderick Jones, hey, coach, you mic'd up. Did you see that? You mic'd up. And Tomlin's like, shut up. and you know, he's not being mean or anything like that. I think it's just that goofiness they have going on in that group. And I had mentioned this like a year ago. Remember me mentioning this? I said a year ago when it came to the 49ers, they had this bond, this comfort zone going on. They were always smiling, goofing around, stuff like that. And they were doing great last year. And I said, what? You don't see that in the Steelers. There's a tension there that you don't.
Like they feel bummed down.
Yeah, there was
no motivation. Like
I think that Wilson coming into Pittsburgh
really changed the
dynamic. Oh yeah, I think he lightened up that offense dramatically. I mean, if anybody says otherwise, it's like I see a 180 from last year.
Yeah, and once you're in that sort of feeling and that atmosphere, it's really hard to take you out. And they're really energized, the Steelers, that their consistency is not going to be seen as much. Well, they'll continuously have this competitive feel because they're in that competitive state.
And he's also a leader, Wilson.
Yeah.
Okay. He stepped in there, and people can call themselves leader. He's a leader. Mm-hmm. Okay. And you can see that. Okay. Just how he gets along with Fields, even Justin Fields. I mean, they just bond really well. I'll tell you what, if the Steelers do not sign him to like, I know he doesn't have a long ways, but if they don't sign him for
term,
if they don't sign him for at least 3 years, that's a huge mistake, because I'll tell you what, having him as quarterback
gives us a chance to push
for the near future.
More.
Yes, for the near future. You know, we fill a couple of those holes. You know, maybe shore up our offensive line a little bit more. Maybe, I hate to say it, but maybe a different running back, okay? Or maybe another option of a running back.
My problem with Najee Harris is he feels too inconsistent. He has the highest of highs, but he also has the lowest of lows. And his lowest of lows is like 18 yards in a game. And I'm not joking. He had
I know.
18 yards on or maybe it was 19 yards on 12
There's times he
carries.
can't get past the line of scrimmage, and there's times that he he's like a bowling ball and just knocks people over. And that's I'm a little confused over that because Jerome Bettis, he pretty much he knocked people over all the time.
Yeah.
And so did Franco Harris. And it's like that's what we're used to seeing. A bully out there, knocking people over. And Najee Harris does that once in a while. But then there's times that he doesn't do it at all.
Mm-hmm.
And he's getting hit in the backfield or he's getting hit at the line of scrimmage. And it's like, and I know that every running back has their issues, but it's like, is he one of the elite running backs?
No. I'd say he's
he's good.
Yeah, I'd say he's probably top 10, top 15. And when I say that, I'm talking number 10. But,
all right. Well,
yeah.
I got.
Oh, that's fine. You want to just end this podcast episode here? Or?
Yeah, we'll just end it here.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, well, that's enough of the Bengals game. I mean, we talked about a lot of different things, but visit us online at gapgab.com, and we'll talk to you next week.
Yeah, we'll see you guys next time.